It says I'm live. So I'm live. Update. And a question mark. What could be the question mark? Update. Anyway, technical difficulties. Live streaming. Not the error I was hoping for yesterday. I had to use and had to stream to YouTube directly, and it was the first time I got high definition. So YouTube streams in high definition. So I think, is it 1020p? 20p. Not 20p, 10p. 20p. That's quite a lot of money, that, isn't it? That's high definition. So normally when I live stream the service at church, the maximum is 720p. So that's 720p. No. HD. But this time yesterday, I was streaming 1020p. 20p. Why was I streaming at 1020p? Normally, I would actually stream via Restream from OBS. So, due to technical difficulties, I was streaming from a Windows 7 Professional. Normally, I would actually stream from a Windows 10, which will be quite appropriate for live streaming to YouTube, and my friend called it Twix. Live on YouTube. Imagine this, my YouTube channel changing from live on YouTube, Twitter X, to live on YouTube, Twix. Or could I say, and Twix. Twix. There's a thought. So, live on YouTube, Twitter now is live on YouTube and Twix, or live on YouTube, Twitter. Oh, I got the Twitter in my mind. So, live on YouTube, Twix. Or I can actually say live on YouTube and Twix. You thought, what, chocolate bar? Chocolate bar? No, chocolate bar. Not the chocolate bar. Twix. As in Twitter. So there's a friend of mine over in America, and I think he's dubbed Twitter X as Twix. So if you're in the chat now, would you actually think live on YouTube, Twitter X could actually change to live on YouTube and Twix? So a friend of mine over in America has dubbed Twitter as Twix because he got Twitter and anyway, random conversation. So I was actually in town today with my friend Christopher, and it is, I put his name in the chat. Cody 73. And then I'll get rid of the heart. So at the bottom, you press edit. You find customization. You click on that and you see an indication of reactions, which is at the bottom. Unclick that, press save, get rid of the heart. Then you can find Cody 73. You press the 3 dots and you pin the message. So Christopher will get an indication that I've actually tagged him in this communication. So this is quite nice, really, because I actually sat with Christopher while he's playing on his little phones. He's playing his little games. And a blast from my past walks past and goes, "Hiya, Justin, how are you?" I nearly thought, bloody hell, who do you think you are? No time, no see, how are you keeping? And they say, seen you a few times in Costa and you're playing with your beard. Because apparently now, somebody said, every time they see me, you've got a big, massive beard, like Father Christmas, and you seem to be doing this all the time, twiddling. So I got rid of it. So I've stopped the twiddle. So somebody actually said to me at church one day, if you didn't have the beard, what would you be doing if you wasn't doing this? So I thought, I don't know, just randomly just do something totally different. I could actually do what my dad used to do. This is what my dad used to do on a regular basis. Every time he sat down and relaxed, he was doing this. Yeah. So, habits. What is your? I could actually rechange this title and say, have you got any quirks? Have you got any habits? Have you got any bad habits? So, my habit used to be like my sister, because years ago, my mum didn't give us a dummy. So we did this thing where we got our sleeves and we sucked them. So my sister used to have this. Don't know. If I had a jumper on, my sister would do this, pull it and sniff it. And then I used to do this. I used to like catch flies, and my tongue would waggle. Bad habits. But Justin, close your mouth. Stop catching flies. Anyway, if you've got a habit, bad habit, or something that you used to do when you were as a knee high to a grasshopper, a knee high to a grasshopper, when you was a little baby, and you used to have a little. I used to suck on my shirt. I used to have this habit of sucking, sniffing something, and what happened was, if I actually watched myself carefully, my mouth would be open and my tongue would be like this. Woo! So when you were a little baby, you would actually pick up some sort of habit. Anyway, I want to know why I'm here. Anybody in the chat at the moment? Is there any habit that you have got and would you like to break? Years and years and years and years and years ago, my mum used to always bite her nails. And I thought, and then she got this hypnosis tape where it would actually continue to say to her, stop biting your nails. Stop biting your nails. I think it was like a 90-minute cassette. And it was like a hypnosis thing. Stop biting your nails. Stop biting your nails. So I used to listen to this guy who's a well-known preacher in America, and he wanted to stop smoking. So he took authority. He got the Bible and he says, right, I want to break this habit. He was praying on a regular basis and saying, God broke my habit of nicotine. My God, Jesus Christ, Son of the living God, has broken my habit for smoking. Used to say this to him on a regular basis. So he was always early in the morning. He used to go to the shop, buy himself fags. My God has broken my habit for nicotine. My God has broken my habit for nicotine. He used to go in to the shop and buy fags. Then he actually physically went into the shop one day, and the habit for going to the shop left him when he used to go to the shop and buy fags. My God has broken my habit. Blah 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 blah. It's what you say to yourself. It is what you say to yourself. You say to yourself, I want to break the habit. I want to break the habit. So this constant talking to yourself and say, I want to break the habit. I want to break the habit. I've got a gift. I've got a gift. I've got a gift. I want to use it on a regular basis. I was talking to a friend of mine who I'd known for years and 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 years. And there was this conversation that I had, and she said, my daughter would like the gift of tongues. So people are going at home going, Justin's talking about the gift of tongues. So people would lay hands on me, pray for the gift of tongues. So they would use a heavenly language called tongues, and it confuses. This is the reason why Bob shared a message about laying on of hands and praying for healing, or whatever was available at the time. My black phone, my black mirror has got me distracted to send me notification. So back in my mind now, it's go to the shop and buy some food. 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 So you are sat at church and you're thinking, have I left the oven on? Have I left the oven on? This will. I'm coming back to my point in a minute. You know, he sat at church and you're thinking, have I left the oven on? 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 I myself forgot I'd left the bath running. So I went outside, went into town, and got halfway into town and I thought, I don't want to sound rude, crap, I've left the tap running for a bath. So I went all the way back from town, opened the door, went upstairs, and my bath was almost half full. And I thought, I am so glad that I got this information in the back of my mind and it came forward. You've left the bath running. You've left the bath running. And I did. Left the bath running. I've had times where I'm walking to work and I'm thinking, did I shut my door? So I walked all the way back and checked. So, like, for example, now you get to a certain age and you start forgetting things. So I'm going off track. I am taking you into a different conversation. I'm taking you off the main route of this conversation and I'm taking you to somewhere else. So randomly, I walk back to home thinking that I've left the door open and I got to the door and I thought, right, I have indeed left the door open. So why would you leave the door open? I today walked to work and I actually said to myself, have I left the door open? I have a very good neighbour next door. And I was physically in bed, asleep, and I didn't feel very good. And I got this message on my phone saying, are you all right, Justin? You've left the door open. And so I said to him, if I ever leave the door open, are you able to close it? He wouldn't come in, he would just close the door. I've actually physically gone out and left the keys on my couch. And I am quite fortunate that I know for a fact there is a spare key somewhere in this neighbourhood. I used to have my spare key over the road here. We're moving out. Here's your spare key. Find somebody else who you can trust with your spare key. The next door neighbour has said, look, if you ever get stuck, and if I get stuck, so I know my neighbour has done the same thing a few times where he's misplaced his whole house key. Last time he left his house key in his car because he left it at the garage for an MOT. So he's walked home and realised he's misplaced his key for his house. And luckily for him, he found it in the car. So then he's thinking, right, I need to give one of my neighbours around here a spare key. So for me, I turned around to him and says, I can't be trusted for you, for me, for you, to me, to you, to have a spare key. I've had problems in the past where somebody's given me a spare key and I took advantage of that spare key. So there is a story that's taking me off route of this conversation. This is why I've got update and question mark, because sometimes I burst into a conversation and have a chat with my fellow YouTubers and my audience, which is so important to have that conversation with your YouTube channel, your YouTube audience. And if you don't update up to date on your community, people would leave to think this guy doesn't interact with his audience. Anyway, I thought I'd just pop in, say hi, and have this random conversation because I know for a fact that I have been blessed with a gift. So Bob was talking about laying on of hands, and his conversation was there is a gift been given to him, and for me and Bob, we've not been exercising the gift. So there was an incident years and years and years ago where God revealed himself to me and says, Justin, I've got you a gift. And I was scared of receiving this gift because I didn't know the outcome of taking this gift. People say to me, if you get a gift, don't forget to use it. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. And I'm thinking, that doesn't make sense. Once you are been given a gift, you've got it for life. Try to understand this now, ladies and gents. Soon as you have given a gift, you exercise that gift, and you'll never, ever, ever lose or forget it. I was going to go off on to another TV program, which I just recently watched, and this guy was given a pen, and he's basically he lost the pen, and somebody actually physically said to him, check your pocket. He checks his pocket and he says, wow, pen. If you have been given a gift, it will always be with you. You can never lose it. You can actually realize that you've always got the gift. There is a Bible verse, there's a Bible book, and it's called Samson. And there was an oath made when he was born that he would never, ever, ever shave his head. That's where, because apparently he grew his hair, and this is where his strength came from. And his girlfriend at the time wanted to find out where he gets his strength from. So he confessed and says, I have never ever shaved my head, which I'm due to do. Shave the head. I always say to people, when the snow falls, it's time for it to come off. Shave the beard, shave the face. Hi to the one who's watching. Nice to see you. If you want to understand what I'm talking about, rewind, fast forward. You are able to you're able now, the person who's watching, you are able to rewind from the start and find out what I'm talking about. The title is Updates and question mark. So this has now become a topic of conversation. I started talking about an update, talked about the live streaming experience at my local church and the problems I had using Windows 7. So if you are a live streamer, you are recommended to use Windows 10 or Windows 11. Take a choice. So the programs that I use or wish to use on a regular basis, I'm not able to use them on Windows 7. Got Windows 7 Professional. And the first service I used on Windows 7 yesterday was almost okay. But the microphone connected picked up everything. It was quite overwhelming, really, because it got the everybody was actually in the congregation could hear everything, including the guy who was preaching, Bob. So he was talking about laying on of hands, and apparently he had that gift, and he didn't really exercise it, which you should exercise. So it's like I used to go to the gym, need to exercise the muscle, and the muscle grew big, and you had to understand how it works. So if I go back to the gym now, my muscles are pre-programmed to go back to where I was 15 years ago. So if I go back to the gym now, I can bump them back up to where they were, and I was quite big. So Samson had to shave his head. He was pressed to share his secret of his strength. So apparently he confessed all and shaved all his hair off, and apparently he lost his strength. But there is a but. You need to understand that hair grows back. So anyway, you need to read the story. Anyway, I've waffled on. It's a waffle. It's a conversation about anything and everything that just comes to my mind, pops into my mind, talk about it, and it just go disappear. Because I've had these conversations where I had a thought, and I thought, oh, where's it gone? It's just left. my train of thought, and it's just gone out the station, and it's just gone out the window. Anyway, thank you so much. I don't know if it actually physically made sense, this little chat. I've just been talking now for 30 minutes. So what I'm going to do now, there's a thought in my head. I'm watching Fall Guy. I'm actually going back through and reminiscing on the things that I used to watch on a regular basis when I was a kid. So, there's a few programs that I've been wanting to rewatch, and it's quite nice now because there's a guy called the Fall Guy, and there's a film based on the TV series The Fall Guy. So I thought, right, watch the TV series, and then get enough money to go and see The Fall Guy. So apparently, there's a few people who said, good film, and also somebody's actually physically broken a record for car roll. You know, where you flip the car and it goes. So basically, I think the record was 7 rolls. So on the Fall Guy, it did 8.5 rolls. So anyway, digressing again. Anyway, I'm going to head out now, get some food, and chill out, watch The Fall Guy, and I'll catch you later, alligators. And good to see you. There's a few of you that I bumped into in town I've not seen for ages. So good to see you, alligator. Hopefully you'll come over, say hi next time. Don't just walk past, say hi. Anyway, do a notification on my phone, and I'll hopefully the preach from Ken McDermott last night will be processed, re-edited, and hopefully we'll have a presentation and a premiere of the edit. So I'm going to end the screen, and I'm not going to say not yet. I'm going to end 3, 2, bye. See you later, alligators. In a while, crocodile.